You are listening to the Eskimo Empire Podcast, a proud member of the Canadian Football Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Empire. It's the Eskimo Empire Podcast.
Riley's in the shotgun, looking downfield, and then throws. It is up in the air to the goal line. Bounces. What a catch! What a catch by Duke Williams! Touchdown, Eskimos! Bryant Mitchell! It's going to be intercepted. Arjun Colhoun.
Mike appears to be a CFL encyclopedia.
Welcome back to the Turf District for the Eskimo Empire Podcast, brought to you by United Construction Company. You can find all the good work they do at unitedconstruction.ca, and you can find us at eskempire.ca for all of our social media channels, the amazing blogs, and show links. I'm your host, Andrew, and I am proud to say we won't have any lightning delays tonight. Yay. I'm joined, as always, by Superfan Mike.
Well, hi there.
And Web Mistress Kayla.
And there go the lights. No, I was kidding.
Well played. That was very good. Hey, I wanted to actually talk to you first, Kayla, about the Empire Focal Point.
Yes.
That was fantastic.
That was fun.
Oh, thanks, guys.
I loved it. I loved the information on Seresna. I'm glad that he got back to you with some of that. And
yeah.
He's doing jiu-jitsu and stuff. I didn't know that. That's really cool.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu? Yikes.
Yeah, I know.
Like that Brazilian tie.
Well, nice. Well, and my son does that too, right? So I was like, oh, that's kind of neat that you kind of learn all these things and it kind of helps you with
Riley?
Yeah.
Point out Seresna, be like, you could be his bestie.
Yeah, hey, that guy. Yeah, you could. This sounds wrong, but it is the way they say it. You could roll with that guy and see what happens. Yeah. Right? Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, just wait till we get to that interview. Anyway, anyway, well done. I love it. And do you know who the focal point is this week?
I do. I've amped it up to 3 players, though, because it's just, I want to get through all of them, and with the addition of the coaches, I don't know if I'll be able to, so
okay.
I don't want to take, like, having 2 and then 3, it's like, oh,
you don't want to leave people out too.
Well, and that's just it. So I was even thinking of doing 4, but that's
a lot of work. Yeah, exactly. 3 is good.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah,
so,
good.
but I do want to get through everyone. So
okay,
I do know,
fantastic.
But you'll have to find out.
And that comes out on
Thursday again.
Thursday
right
before
night.
The game. Okay, perfect. You will see it retweeted from us. That is fantastic. Now, I do want to also say, of course, the blog details are up for the Empire UCC west of us in the park.
Yeah, gonna be a fun time.
Oh, I can't wait! And we actually got to see Jeremy and Kendra and Frank from UCC at the tailgate.
Yeah,
and,
I miss Jeremy.
They came down last time for the preseason game as well.
Oh, perfect! Yeah. And they're fired up about it. So get your spots, people. They're going quickly, so I think it's going to be so much fun. August the 9th. Now, I did take a first trip into the media center.
Yes,
and I got to see our name.
Little plaque.
Okay, I have to tell you that I had 2 moments in this game. I had the tailgate was amazing.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it was great to catch up with everybody. I didn't get a chance to sit down because I was walking and then I'd run into somebody and visit, which was fantastic. It was so good to see Anto again and Josh and hang out. But when I actually got back to my seat and I sat down and they introduced the team, I didn't think I was going to make it this year. And that was quite a
special
moment for me. Pretty close. Yeah, it came awfully close.
On Facebook, you did.
I did. Yeah, a little tear. But then I did get in, and it was pretty wild. And thank you to the Eskimos. They have the name bar there with Empire Podcast on it, and I want to give actually kudos again to Cliff, because he sent me a picture with the name bar before the game.
That's awesome.
And said, "Look what we have," and I'm like. It's so awesome to work with these guys, and that was really pretty cool.
Insert the squeak.
Exactly. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that.
There's a new kid in town.
And that was also probably one of the best parts of the game, as it turns out. Anyway, quickly, I guess some Esks news. Mike Riley and Darrell Walker got Performers of the Week in week 1.
Well deserved.
Absolutely. I do not know that there'll be one this week.
Not the way that they're doing it now.
No, I'm guessing not. So let's talk about our game, shall we? The Esks.
Do we have to?
Just a little. In air quotes, game.
This is going to undo a lot of therapy, I'm just saying.
I can see that.
Mike's bill is skyrocketing.
Yeah, just as we sit here. This helps. Yes. Bring the bill down because he's able to talk here.
Yeah.
This is a safe place, Mike.
Let's go with that.
All right. Esks lose 38-21. Now that score, I think, even kind of flatters the Eskimos a little bit.
Oh, it did.
They had an off night. So let's go to a newer way to talk about the games. And I do want to thank our CFPN brothers at Argos Fancast to kind of lead me to this breakdown method, because they do the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I thought, well, for us, it would be more the good, the yikes, and the
what the fire truck
happened, because this is ridiculous. So let's start with the good, because there was some positives for sure. So, Superfan, let's start with you.
I thought Hugh O'Neill had a pretty solid game punting, not only for his straight punting, but his net as well. I thought was really good. So
yes,
kudos to both him and some of the cover team.
53-yard average.
Yeah, I mean, and his net was excellent as well. So I mean, the cover team as well was quite good on the punts.
Yes,
so I'll give it to my Ross Shep alumnus.
Excellent. All right, the beard.
That's right.
Who doesn't have a beard anymore?
He's got a beard, just not as long.
It's just
but
not
he's
as long.
coming back.
It's there. Okay. All right. I wasn't sure. Okay. Kayla, you're good for this one?
I echo Hugh.
Yes.
The point on Hugh. Let's see. Let's think really, really hard about this one. Just kidding. The special teams didn't look as bad.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
A few tackles. Mm-hmm. Didn't let anyone escape past the 50.
I think so, yeah. I think we kind of held them to their own side of the field, which was
for
nice.
the most part, which is rare from last year, So
right, yeah, we'll take that.
And I can think of another positive that isn't in relation to the Eskimos, but Mazzoli kind of shut everyone up about Menzel a little bit, so that's kind of nice, Way to go, Mazzoli. And
for a former Eskimo.
Yeah,
yes.
Was he actually?
Yes, he was.
I did not know that. No.
He was. In June of 2012 was the first year that they had the training camp out in Spruce Grove. Mm-hmm. And I went out there, and it was on Father's Day. And I actually won a draw where you got to go on the field and play catch with the quarterbacks. And the one I played catch with was Jeremiah Mazzoli.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so I was really following him. So when he got traded with Simone Lawrence, I was actually really upset, because I thought he really was a up-and-comer. And he's showing now. I mean, when he plays at Commonwealth, he's on another level.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And you just want to pinch his cheeks. Ooh, so cute.
Okay, I'll let you do that. That's fine. My good in this game, obviously the Duke's big catch, definitely a good. And honestly, Riley didn't have a horrible game. I mean, he was 20 of 30, so that's 66%, which is a little under his regular. 286 yards, 2 TDs. He actually, I mean, Riley looked like Riley. I just think that there was a lot of push-ups in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he had some good protection offensive line-wise on the outsides.
And on passing.
Yeah, and on passing for sure.
Yes.
I just think that, especially when you've got a rookie at that blind spot.
Right.
Having Matt O'Donnell as that left tackle.
Yes.
I thought he did pretty well.
Oh, I agree. Yeah. Pass protection was wonderful.
I think we had the biggest problems interior of that line. So that's sort of between Sorensen and, say, Beard. I thought Bond, I mean, he was a road grader out there.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So I think it'll be that and that's growing, right? They're this first week together. So for sure.
That's okay.
All right.
I just saw a lot of DEs getting around there, coming ferociously towards Riley. It just looked like they were coming off the ends internally.
Unless
they blitzed a lot, I don't think
I think they did send a fair amount of pressure.
But they had to get all the way around, right?
That's right. Yeah, they were having to go the long way, though. Like, I mean, Mike took a couple of hits, but I don't think he was drilled all night.
No.
Like he was. There was one in particular I think of there. He really got hit hard, but otherwise they were getting close. But the ball was out by the time they were getting there. So I think.
I guess it probably just looked like a lot because compared to us.
It's a good point.
Yeah, well.
That's a good point.
Anyway.
Speaking of that, let's go to the yikes, shall we? Do you want to start with the yikes there, Kayla?
I think I just said it. Man, defense, what are you doing to me? You're proving me a fool. What? Mind you, it's only the second game, and I still have a lot of faith in these guys. I think there's just a lot of younglings.
Yes.
Anyone?
Which sounds funny with you saying it, but yes.
Star Wars.
Yes. I know, but you're their age.
No, I am their senior by far.
I am their senior.
By like 7-ish
I don't know about that, but okay. Sure.
But yeah, so...
Right. Yes, there's a lot of youth in that.
And I don't entirely blame the players at all. I think Benny is very, very annoyingly conservative when it comes to his playbook. I definitely agree with Joe, and I've said this I think since last year. Why all the zone coverage? Oh my gosh, like it's not working. Try playing a little man-to-man, but that could be there's a lack of faith in...
Or even press.
Right.
Well, all of it. All of it. It doesn't seem like anything changes.
There's a lot of guys playing tentative.
Very
tentative.
Like,
afraid to screw up.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you get young guys, right?
Yeah, young guys afraid to do that.
But you're already taking all these penalties anyway. So if you're going to take all those ones, you might as well just try to freaking tackle or... Oh my gosh, like... At this point in time, don't go after the ball. Go after the ball carrier. And then when you get a little bit better, like Grimesy, maybe then you can pick some up.
That was your yikes. That totally makes sense.
It's a big yikes.
I get it. My yikes, we kind of actually talked about it a little bit. No real holes for running.
No. Nothing.
For a second week in a row.
Gable did a lot of, my hole's supposed to be here. Oh, there's nothing there. I have to turn and go the other way and then get hammered.
Or just try to push.
And so there really wasn't. I thought with... I thought we might, and granted, it could be just because they're just new and they're kind of learning together, but I thought between Bond and Sorensen, we would be seeing giant holes, and that just wasn't happening.
Yeah.
No, I mean... talking about a guy that's only been with the team like at that point 4 or 5 days.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
So I think that might have been part of it. He was pushing his guy pretty far back on pass pro.
Oh, yeah. And pass protection was wonderful. Yes,
yeah.
I
think it's just going to be 3 people in a new position.
Yes.
Really, because Beard moving over from left to right. And Sorensen moving from right guard to left tackle, and then adding Bond. So I think that was to be expected.
Yeah.
But hopefully. They'll learn a lot
Got to get some space for Gable to get going.
Yeah.
Because if they'll feed him the ball, you just got to get him going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting a lot of footage.
All right. Mike, your yikes?
Well, I was pretty sure from 4 or 5 sections over, I could hear you yell, push-ups! half a dozen times easily during that game.
Easily.
We talked about it before we started recording. Hamilton will live and die by that long ball on defense. Like if you can make the ball, I mean that's what Calgary did, and Calgary did well.
Yes,
well enough at least to beat them on it.
Yes,
we connected on the Duke catch and run, but otherwise just not a whole lot of completions on that long ball. And if that's what they're giving you, you have to complete those.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys got to catch them.
Yep,
that's really what it comes down to. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go to what the
fire truck.
All right. Now, see, for me, I was going to go defense there, but I'm actually going to go with penalties. Yeah. This surprised me at the end of the game. Hamilton had 13 penalties for 120 yards, and Edmonton only had 9 for 80. Did it seem like that to you?
It seemed like the other way around.
Yeah, I was shocked. I thought it would have been the other way, because it always seemed like we were taking a penalty at the worst possible time, and we had drives being continued by penalty.
That doesn't seem right.
Like, what did you think that, Superfan?
I don't know. It just seemed... I think when you're doing poorly, everything seems to snowball around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe that has that effect where you you were sort of seeing, well, there's another one. And
I guess, yeah, maybe that's true. Yeah, that could be the case. That could be the case.
But yeah.
All right. What's your...
Mercer Timmis had 26 yards total in his career.
Yes.
Over 2 seasons.
Correct.
And had 153, well, not 100 some odd yards against us this game.
Yeah, 120 yards rushing, yeah.
Like, absolutely insane.
Yes.
I've never... JC looked ordinary at best out there. Mm-hmm. I was just like, every time I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah, I know. And he was just plowing... Well, he had space to run.
Absolutely.
Nobody was
and
around.
He was getting first down after first down.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, it was bad enough with a guy in his first start at quarterback last week.
Yes.
And obviously we saw in the Montreal game, the kid's got some game.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
I mean, it is Montreal, so we'll temper that a bit.
That's right, yes.
But then again, Mercer Timmis.
Who?
Obviously.
Looking like an all-star.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Everyone needs their day in the sun.
And it happens to be a Commonwealth wearing a Hamilton Tiger Cats
Well, it just
jersey.
reminded me of the 2016 East Final we played against Ottawa, where, again, a running back who had done nothing really in that career, and for that matter, nothing since,
yes,
really has the game of his life against our defense. And it's just...
Got to stop the run.
On.
Find a way to stop the run. Come
but
on.
Anyway, that was mine. And yeah, again, you could hear the what the
fire truck
all the way down.
I can only imagine.
The entire game.
Excellent. Kayla, you have a what the fire truck moment?
Mike's yikes is my WTF.
Okay.
I don't get our receivers right now. Mike Riley, pinpoint accuracy for the most part. Throwing it right to you. How are you dropping these perfectly thrown balls and you're not even a new kid? Like, I think I'm just super angst because Mitchell wasn't in this game, so I was blaming everyone else. And in the back of my mind, I was like, well, Zylstra would have caught
What
that.
you need to do is you need to put the bat signal out there.
That's right.
Yes.
The
I will
bats-
be a Robin.
The bat signal needs to go up this week.
Yes.
Gordon. I guess that would be more.
Commissioner Gordon?
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be all right.
Commissioner Kayla.
Commissioner. I like that.
Sure, it works.
That works very well.
I don't want to harp on it too much, but it frustrates me, the inconsistencies, especially with Duke.
Yeah.
I don't
But
know.
that's his MO. I mean, it was that way last year.
That's right. Yeah.
And certainly in the last half of last year.
But if it becomes repetitive, it's just not, is it worth it? You know, like, and I get we're still shake off the rust, whatever, but I don't want to see that. It's not this year.
It's a competitive West.
Yeah, this year is not the year to fall behind already. Thankfully, we're all 1-1 except for Calgary.
Yeah,
so we're
NBC's
all
only 1-0. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
let's
so
make them 1-1.
Well, okay. I hope so. Okay.
With their defense,
yeah.
Marcel Young.
But I agree.
As long as it's not a streaker, we're good.
That's right. We'll be good. All right. Well, there's one other thing in this game that was a bit of a what the fire truck, and that is no Sean Whyte.
Yeah.
No.
Except for point afters.
I mean, he looked like he must have been in a trance sitting on the sidelines.
There was nothing.
Like 3/4 of the game, he just sitting there going, "Hey guys, hey."
I came home with a pocket full of change because I couldn't throw it on the field. Like,
nice.
Well,
No
I guess
money?
he saved me some money, though. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Eskimo. God.
Well, speaking of money, you've probably already read the title, so you know what's coming. Let's introduce our guest for this week. It is the one and only money man himself, Sean Whyte. How you doing, man?
Money?
Yeah.
I need to get paid more, son.
We'll speak to who we can.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. I mean, now we finally get you in here. We're so excited to have you on. Of course, the main question that we have to ask is, how's Tucker?
Oh, Tucker's great. He lives with me, so why isn't he happy, right?
That's right. Exactly. You've had him for just over almost a year.
Yeah, almost a year. His first year's birthday is July 18th that I kind of created. When I got him, he was 6 weeks old. We didn't really know how old he really was, but my vet said around 6 weeks, so I came up with July 18th.
Perfect. That's awesome. We love him being part of the Esks stuff too. The videos at Christmas were hilarious. That was awesome.
Well, I actually last game I had a fan, they were taking a picture of me, and I'm like, well, you could have told me I wanted to, or I would have posed for you if you told me you're taking a picture of me. She's like, oh, I don't care about you. I just like your dog.
So good for the ego.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Do you want me to sign your...
Just keep getting love.
Yeah. Do you want me to sign your jersey or no? Or okay, yeah.
Just a paw print.
That's
Paw print.
That's awesome. Let's go back just because we haven't had a chance to chat with you about this before. How did you first get introduced to football and when did you start playing?
Wow. I was a rugby player, and I was known for my kicking ability. I grew up playing every sport, but rugby was in my family. My dad kicked. My brother was a kicker in rugby. And then I remember it was grade 11. The local White Rock team where I'm from, they asked me to play, and I'm like, well, what would I do? And they said, be a kicker. I'm like, be a kicker? I'm like, that's lame. That's super boring. No, I'm not going to do that. But then I actually started, I always was a Lion fan. I would go to games and stuff, but I wasn't a huge football fan. I respect all sports, but then I started watching kickers. I'm like, man, all they do is kick from the middle of the field. Like rugby, you kick from sidelines. I'm like, that would be easy to kick from the middle. So I started thinking about it. I asked my dad, and he just said, no, your football, you get hurt. I was playing Team Canada soccer, Team BC rugby. I was bantam or whatever, midget hockey at the time, and I was playing everything. And
wow.
And then, I was one game away from the Little League World Series, too.
Wow, nice.
Yeah. And so I took a year to think about it. The next year they asked me again, or the guy at my high school, was a kid that was younger than me. So I said no again. Now it's the summertime, and I kind of was thinking, I should do this. I think I'd be good at it. And my parents went to Vegas, and they left me at home alone. Had a bunch of parties. Just kidding, no. But
What do?
So out of nowhere, there was a knock on my door, and this guy named Grant Pearson. It was that kid that was asking me. It was his dad, and he just said, he's like, listen, we have a great team. There was at the time, his name was Josh Bowden, ended up being a receiver for BC Lions. He was on the team. Doug Goldsby was a safety in Montreal. He was a quarterback for the team. And he goes, we just need a kicker. He's like, come out and play. If you don't like it, I'll never ask you to play again.
Wow.
I'm like, perfect. My parents aren't in town, so I'll go. So they brought my stuff to the game and all that, my pads, but unfortunately my parents came home, but literally as I'm walking out the door.
Oh, wow.
And they were coming back from Vegas. So they said, where are you going? I'm like, well, I'm going to my football game. And they're like, oh, no, not another sport. They're like, all right. And they don't miss anything that I do. My parents are awesome. So they're like, all right, let's go. So they didn't even take a break. They didn't put their suitcases away, no nothing. They just got in the car and took me to my football game. So I made a 45, 47, and a 49-yard field goal in my first game.
Wow.
We won 9-3, and after the game, my coach came up to me and said, the Lions coach wants to talk to you.
Whoa.
I'm like, the Lions? I'm like, who are the Lions? I'm thinking, is it a junior college team or something? I didn't think DFL. Obviously I knew who the Lions are. I just think it was some other team. And then Wally Bono came over, and lucky enough, for me, his son Mike Bono was on the team.
Oh,
so he was there
okay.
watching the game, and he saw me kick. He goes, you kick like a rugby player, but you got power, so just come out and kick with us. So I'm like, all right, so what do you want me to do? He's like, just show up. You're not allowed in the locker room, but put your cleats on. Put your cleats on outside. But everything was a learning lesson with him, and I'm so lucky to have Wally to groom me. So obviously I'm an athlete. I'm super competitive, and all I want to do is be in the locker room with the guys, first of all. And so my first year I wasn't allowed in there. Second year I still wasn't allowed in there, but they gave me a practice jersey at least. And actually with Javi Glatt was on the team. I know he played for Eskimos for a bit.
Yes.
But he was number 6 at the time in BC, and so he came over with practice jersey number 6, and I thought after that Javi just hated my guts. So just because I had the same number as him, or people get they get attached to their number, right? So
It's true.
Yeah.
So I've got other stories with Javi Glatt, but we're not going to go there right now. But
Those are the after hours talks. Yeah.
So my first year wasn't allowed in. Next year I got a practice jersey, still not allowed in. Then they said I have a future in football, and they wanted me to go to college. They wanted me to go to Berkeley, where Tedford was playing or coaching.
Oh, okay.
Coach of the Lions that just got fired, actually. So that's Wally's good buddy. So I'm like, okay. So I did the SATs, killed it, but I didn't have the grades in high school because I skipped all my classes. But so they sent me to junior college in Santa Monica, did 2 years there, and again, there's a lot of stories I could keep going on with how my career got started, because it's pretty crazy, all the luck that I've had, right spot, right time. But that's the short version of it. They sent me to Santa Monica, came back, and they signed me, and I was with them for years, and then they sent me to Montreal to actually get a starting opportunity. And lucky enough, Tom Higgins cut me from Montreal, and I got to come to Edmonton. But Tom Higgins did do that as a favor to me, is because he said if I was to be a backup behind Boris Beattie, my career's over. So when he cut me, Edmonton picked me up, and we won 12 straight in the Grey Cup, and I've been playing the best ball I've ever played.
Wow, that is fantastic. Now, interestingly enough, I look back and saw when you got traded from BC to Montreal, it was because BC had drafted Hugh O'Neill.
Well, that's actually not the case.
Okay.
So what happened was they wanted to sign me again, and I just said no. It's either trade me or play me. It's either trade me or play me right now. So they said Wally also, like, there's lots of opportunities. Winnipeg wanted me when I was a junior player, pretty much, and Wally didn't trade. I was so mad at Wally, and I'm like, you're hiding me. I'm like, I was so mad. And being a young guy, like, you don't know. Like, you always think you're ready. You always think you deserve the spot. But looking back, I wasn't ready. And when Paul got hurt in 2009, I played 12 games. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started off good, but as most rookies do, it's a long season. So after the normal 8-9 games that you're used to playing, you get tired.
Yeah.
So I was in a lifestyle that I haven't been in before, also being a rookie guy, so I got tired. Wally knew that, and he just said, I want you to learn how easy something taken away from you, and they put Paul back in. So, it's a lot of weird lessons that I've learned, but I've had a great coach behind me the whole time, so very lucky.
Wow.
I forgot the point of my story, but,
But it's a good story.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, you talked about the 2015 season. What's your favorite memory from the Grey Cup that year?
Just the year or the Grey Cup?
Either one.
The year was the 53-yarder game winner against Winnipeg.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I was ready to retire after Montreal released me, and I hated football. After Trestman and that crew left, football wasn't fun anymore. I had a bunch of coaches that just didn't like me because I was a shorter guy. And just never gave me a chance. Like, I'm an athlete. Like, that's what I love to do. I don't get tired. Like, especially kicking a ball. Like, I want to do all of it. I want to punt. I want to do everything. As I'm getting older, no, I'm cool with just kicking field goals now.
Good answer.
Yeah. But yeah, so they kind of cut me. They said Boris Beattie had a bigger leg, and I didn't have any power, and that I only had a few years left in me, and all that stuff. And they made me really feel crappy about myself. And so when they released me, and then I'm on a team now that trusts me and actually sees my actual ability, and I don't think Montreal would have let me go up for that 53-yard field goal where Chris Jones just looked at me, and I bet him $20 that week that I could hit a 55-yarder in his face. So he was standing just watching me kick, and I said, $20 from 55? He goes, how many times have you tried it today? I'm like, this will be my first time. He's like, yeah, let's do it. So I made it, and he didn't pay me. Then we go to Winnipeg, and we go for the 53, and he sent me out there, and I hit it, and that was my career long at the time. And right when I hit it, if you actually replay that video, you can hear one scream, and that's me. It was just all that frustration that was built up. Like, I don't like to celebrate after kicks, but that one, I just sellied the hell out of it.
Oh, yeah.
And I screamed as loud as I possibly could, too. But it was just like, for you, Montreal, like, they just made me feel crappy, and now I'm in this place that I love, and that's why I live here now. Like, I just love it here. I'm treated better. Like, I love playing here. It's a way better atmosphere. People are awesome. It's fun. So right when I made that kick, I knew, like, this is it. This is my spot, and I'm not leaving this spot now. I'm good. And that's kind of when I became not the Montreal guy anymore. I'm the Eskimo guy, and that was the day I became an Eskimo.
Nice.
We're pretty dope over here.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you said that, now you actually, this is your first off season that you actually stayed in Edmonton and are now living here. How was that for you? Because I know usually you'd go back to BC.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a hockey player. I curl too, and where I'm from, if you curl, you're about 80 years old. So it's not fun. But I come here, and Graham Scott is an equipment guy for us. Dwayne Mandruziak, he curls. So it's fun. Like, I can go with Graham, and like, he's a buddy of mine now. I consider him a good friend of mine now, and he's on 2 different teams, and I spare on one of his teams. Then I go to the Thistle Curling Club just down the street here from my house, and I actually brought Chelsea Carey as the skip for our team.
Wow.
I know a lot of curlers just from promoting it. I love curling now that I learned the game. At first I hated it, but now you actually learn and play the game, you respect them so much. Those guys make it look so easy, but damn, that sport is hard. And it's so much fun, and now I've made a lot of good friends now, and I actually almost had the manager job at the Thistle. They offered me the job. Wow. I did the interview, but they went with someone with a little bit more experience. But they want me to run their social media this year and all that stuff. But no, it's just great. Being here, I can do a lot of things that I've never got to do at home. And, I just pray that for 1 week that the outdoor rink where I live freezes. But it never does. So out here we have outdoor rinks. I have all my equipment here. So I play drop-in hockey. I go out to play rinks, play post all the time. I get to do all the things that I love to do that I can't do at home. So, and I can go curling with people my own age, which is awesome.
That's fantastic.
So do you play all those sports during the on-season or just the off-season, or is it strictly football? What's up? Because you like a lot.
Well, you can't tell anybody, but once the I'm already on like 2 different teams. I'm in a Tuesday night men's golf league right now at Fortinview. Nice. So those are all the curling guys. They're all older guys. I'm probably the youngest guy by like 20 years, but they're all a bunch of beauties. Dan Hallowaychuk was a curler. I played with Randy Furby.
Yep. Yes.
He's the guy that introduced me. I played with him in the curling leagues and all that. So I met a lot of good dudes there, and we have a great time. Go out there and golf. So I get to see them in the summer. And now, once curling season starts up, I'll be on a couple teams when the curling season starts.
Nice.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, do you have any other? I mean, obviously, there's lots of sports places you like to hang out, but have you found kind of a hangout in Edmonton that you like?
No, to be honest, once I got Tucker, I don't really go out that much anymore. I used to go out quite a bit, but
It's like having a kid.
He's a life changer, and I honestly would rather hang out with him than most people. So he's been great. It's probably better for me that way. I'm getting a little older, but if I had to go out somewhere, I'd probably be Pint or Hudson's or something like that. I'm more of a bar. I'm not a club guy.
That makes sense.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a sweaty mess there.
I'm a gamer, so I love the rec room. And what was the other place? I went to another place for Cal McCarty's birthday. I can't remember. It's on the West End. It's like that. It's like got arcade and mini golf all around the bar.
Oh, Shanks. Yeah.
Oh, Shanks.
I forgot about that place.
So places like that, those are kind of my places. I'm not a club guy. I don't dance, so I want to sit down and drink and play games.
Nice. So one of the big games on right now is the World Cup. You did come from a soccer background as well. Who's your team?
England. My grandpa's from Manchester, England. I played soccer in Liverpool for a bit and in London.
Wow.
I actually came back with a Liverpool banner, and my grandpa was like 95 at the time, walks in and sees the banner, and he almost killed me.
I have no doubt.
All English man with a little English cap on comes in and goes, "What the F is that thing there?" And he's never mad. He's like the guy ever. But it was pretty cool. It was a great experience. So, yeah, I got to go England just for the Gramps.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't blame you on that. Yeah.
So was he a Man U fan then?
Yeah, Man United.
Yes, that would make sense.
So now you, as a kicker, you've said it before. I mean, a lot of the times you are mostly just on the sideline. So how do you kind of keep your head in the game when you're, when you're kind of in the middle of it? Because I mean, we as fans just sit and go, "Oh, well, Sean's coming out. Okay, it's good. Yeah. We're no problem." But how do you kind of keep your head in that?
I don't know. I just know every time I go on the field, it's important, especially in these games that we play in. It's just all the points matter, even if it's a point after. But I don't know. When I was younger, I used to just be stressing the whole time and just constantly kicking in the net, constantly kicking. But I'm starting to, and that's what I told Brock this year. But it's just, I'm trusting my ability more. I'm getting more comfortable on the field. I feel like I'm only getting better and better with the more experience I get. And it's
nice.
I used to watch Paul McCallum do that and be like, "Man, this guy barely kicks, and when he goes out, he doesn't freaking miss ever." And it was super annoying because I would kick all damn day to be ready. But I'm finally getting to that point where I trust my ability, and as long as I'm warm and I'm loose, I'm good. I'm only kicking field goals, so I don't know. I kind of keep it loose. I also worked with an athletic therapist a few years ago, and if you really think about it, well, if you go for last game, I had 2 kicks. I kicked once. I kicked once 3 minutes into the game. I kicked another time with 5 minutes left in the game. So I pretty much took a whole game off, but and just stole a check that day.
Nothing wrong with that sometimes, yeah.
In my head, like, really all I got to do is focus for 30 seconds of my day that day. That's it. Or 40 seconds, whatever the game clock is. So, I don't know. I keep it loose on the sideline. And then when it's time, when the offense goes on the field, you'll see me go I'll put my helmet on. And once the buttons strap up and I hear the click, that's when it's focus time. Once the defense goes on, I go and relax. And I'll talk and, I don't know, look at girls in the stands, do whatever. Bug people
so
on the
that
side.
does happen.
You gotta put it loose. I'm not going to stress all game because it's mentally fatiguing, and my job is mental. So I don't know. I just have a good time with it, enjoy it. Again, I've lost my job before, and I know what it's like. So I love what I do. I know I'm blessed to have what I have, and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to stress anymore about those little things that I used to stress about.
Yeah, it must help too to have such confidence in Kinger and O'Brien too.
Oh, it's huge. And when I was in Montreal, I always had a different holder. I always had Marty Bedard, who was my best friend, and he's a good snapper. But Ryan's so consistent. Like as a kicker, he's so consistent with his laces. Like we go 7 yards and a T length is what or we say other things, but I can't tell you. But we have the length that we want to be at. And he's pretty much laces perfect every time. And I know Danny's good enough because just like me, I'm going to miss. That's going to happen. Ryan's going to miss. Danny's going to screw up. It's just going to happen. And I don't put stress on them. I'm like, hey, the ball's on the tee. I got to make the kick. But Danny's so good. He's got real good hands. He spins the laces for me. But I know most of the time I'm going to get a nice, juicy target to hit. Nice. And I said, if you guys give me that target every single time, I will not miss. Yeah. Because it's just so easy. And they make it easy, and they make me look good.
Well, Danny looks like a statue out there sometimes. When you watch a replay in slow-mo, you're like, did he move at all?
And what I love about Danny is he takes it so seriously, and he wants to be good at it, but we have fun. Like so if you notice our handshake now, we don't make contact. So because when it got cold, well, it started with me and Jordan Lynch, because when it got too cold, we didn't want to make contact with our hands anymore. From now on, every time we high five, we're just gonna whiff like Dumb and Dumber. So Danny likes to put on a show. So it's like, well, now he goes every time I make it, he goes up top, and then he throws the tee up in the air. We whiff, and then I catch it.
Nice.
To watch for that next time.
And then me, Hugh, and Ryan will give each other a very formal, healthy handshake.
Okay.
I come in with the second hand over top too, and really give it a good.
That's a gentleman.
That's awesome.
That is fantastic. You're talking, obviously you have that good relationship with Kinger and O'Brien, and obviously you have the same thing with Hugh as well. Like you've got a fairly easy relationship between the two of you. Yeah,
Hugh's awesome, man. Obviously when a kicker comes in, I'm too competitive, or I hate the next kicker that comes in. But Hugh's a beauty. He's such a chill dude. He takes his job serious, and we don't get in each other's head. Like, I'm his biggest fan. He's a fan of mine. And we want each other to do well, because I know as long as he's a Canadian punter, I'm a Canadian kicker, we're safe. Let's all do our job so we don't have to go anywhere. So let's just do this. So, and we bonded a lot in Vegas during our spring camp. It was a lot of fun. And I used to go to Vegas. Being from BC, I can fly Allegiant Air out of Bellingham, Washington for $50. And me and my brother have been to Vegas I can't even count how many times. So I know Vegas like the back of my hand. Uh-oh. What the hell is that?
Nice.
So I took him to all the spots that I go to and I know, and he never knew how to really play craps. I'm like, I love when beginners play craps because they're so lucky.
Yeah.
And true, like beginner luck. And he rolled. Those guys, it was me. I was betting. I was winning a lot of money. And the guy beside him, he was betting thousands of dollars on things on the board there. And then he just would not lose. Like, he rolled like 15 times in a row and won them all. So the guy ends up, and he didn't bet because he didn't understand the game. So Hugh, I'm like, but you can roll the dice. Just roll them.
Let's roll. You're on a roll.
So the guy won the guy thousands of dollars. The guy threw him like $300. It's like, there you go, thanks.
Wow.
So this is awesome. So we're like, now I'm jacked because he's jacked. And I'm like, now we're going to play a lot of craps this trip. So we go back for team meeting, and he's looking at me. He's like, hey, we're going to go hit the table again, right? I'm like,
fire trucking.
Great. Whoops. So we go to Hard Rock, and we go there, and again, he was on fire. I won $650. He won. He was betting little, so he won about $300. But that was awesome for him.
Wow.
The next day, we told Colin Kelly about it. He goes, well, I haven't played craps before. So I'm like, perfect. You're rolling. So the next day, me, Hugh, and Colin Kelly go, and Colin goes on fire, but Hugh's still on fire. So I won $900. Hugh won $400. Colin won $600. So Hugh started with $30 to bet with, and he ended up coming back with $700 and something. And he bet really little. Like, he didn't even bet. So we had a great trip, and also for me, I showed up. I'm like, they didn't want me to punt, I guess. So they said, we're not doing kickoffs or field goals during the camp. I'm like, okay. So I'll just punt behind Hugh. So he was doing punt. The second team punt goes in. I go in. I kick a few balls, and I kicked them really good. I felt great. And then Moss comes over. He goes, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, Brock made it pretty. It was pretty adamant about you not punting. And I'm like, well, I punted. What do you want me to do? Like, you're not doing field goals. You're not doing kickoffs. Like, what do you want me to do? You know, well, I guess enjoy your 3-day vacation. I'm like, okay, said it. So it was a lot of fun. We didn't get too crazy, obviously, but and then Hugh ended up knowing somebody. We got like private seats at the Cirque du Soleil, and got to meet a bunch of the Cirque du Soleil people. Like, those are unbelievable athletes. Like, it was a lot of fun, and me and Hugh bonded. So he was a beauty. I want him to stay around. I'm competitive, so I'm like, I want us to be the best punter kicker combo in the league. So that's my goal.
Yeah,
Nice.
I want that too.
Nice. I think you're well on your way, because I tell you, holy, it's
This
been
city
great
loves
to
its
watch.
kickers, too.
Yeah.
That's right, yes.
There's 4 kickers on the Eskimos Wall of Honor, so
Oh,
Fire no pressure.
no pressure.
Don Fleming and
Fleming, Dave Cutler, Jackie Parker, and Tommy Joe Coffey.
oh, I forgot Jackie Parker kicked.
Yeah, he kicked the winning field goal on Labor Day in 61.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't know that either.
kicking was a little different back then.
A lot different.
different back then.
You ever tried kicking straight on, like a toe kicker?
Actually, one time McCallum, for some reason, had Dave Cutler's old boot. And
Right.
we tried it. So it was different. If you mishit it, it hurts a lot. So.
I imagine.
I bet. All right, well, let's do a little rapid fire here, and then we'll let you get on with your evening. Because I just had a couple of questions that we ask all the players. Now, who's kind of the loudest in the dressing room now?
The loudest? Oh, man. I'd say all the receivers.
Okay.
So, Kenny Stafford, Vidal, and Darrell.
Darrell,
And
that's shocking.
Duke's, that's shocking?
I don't know him personally, so I'm allowed to say that.
Oh, yeah. If you know Darrell, he's not quiet.
Okay.
He probably is if you don't know him, but no, if you get those, and Duke's a quiet guy. He'll chime in once in a while, but the loudest guys are Vidal. I'd say Kenny Stafford out of all of them, probably.
Yeah, co-host Kenny. That's what happens.
I did watch that big old fight, LeBron locker argument. That was pretty funny. Someone posted it on their Instagram. Oh my gosh.
Well, Danny came up to me and just said, "Hey, just say this." I can't remember who it was. I don't watch basketball. Who's the one from Golden State? Say Durant is more of a bitch.
Oh, Steph Curry.
No, he said Durant.
Kevin Durant.
He said, say Durant's more of a
Fire trucker.
than LeBron. And I'm like, okay. And we were in stretch line and at practice. So I'm like, okay. And they're behind me. And all I said is I just said it out loud. It's for anyone to hear. Durant is more of a than LeBron. And then it just started with, Whitey, shut up. And then it just went on, and one guy chimed in, and then the other guy chimed in, and then it was just on, and Vidal, Darrell, and Duke, and Kenny, they're all going after it. Like, it just escalated, and then they all that was you. You stirred that pot. I'm like,
World War III.
It was pretty amazing. You just don't. All you got to do is walk through the locker room and go, "Kobe was the best," and then it's just an argument.
Nice. Okay, so now then, who would be like the biggest practical joker?
Oh man, there's a lot. Who would it be? The practical joker.
Yeah.
Well, we don't really have like people doing jokes on each other right now.
Okay.
We got more guys that just, I guess, are just weird and crazy. So that Klein is just crazy. He sits beside me every day. Well, you see his celebrations when he scores a touchdown.
Yep.
Well, times that by 20, and that's him, Rocket. He's just insane. He's a really awesome guy. Like, he's so much fun, but you know what you're going to get every time you see him, and he just says something just offsides every single minute of his life. He it's insane. I can't even tell you the things that he says. It's so aggressive.
All right, well,
he looks the type.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, though. You need a guy like that. Like Jordan Lynch used to be like that.
Really?
Oh,
I would have thought he would have been so quiet.
Like he'd be chained. What? Jordan Lynch?
Yeah.
He looks like the
Oh
troublesome
no,
type.
he's coming out of in the shower with it tucked between his legs and stuff. And he's like doing what is that? What's that movie with the
The Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, that's it. He's doing that, and then he used to be with that Tommy, the backup quarterback. What's his old name? Frig, why am I forgetting everyone's name? Too much wine. Tommy, the other quarterback. Remember Tom? 2 years ago? Come on, guy.
2 years ago. Oh.
Big,
I don't remember his name.
From Ottawa. Yeah.
the little quarterback, Tommy. Anyways, they hung out all the damn time.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of, comments.
Okay.
Yeah. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, it's
2018. But they're like, it's not gay if you don't cuddle.
The name of this episode right there.
That's the name of the episode. That's right.
And then, or if you, I can't say it.
Okay, that's fine. Let's go to some of your favorites. What's your favorite food? What do you like to eat?
Oh man, I love food. But my pregame ritual is spaghetti and meatballs or a spaghetti dish the night before a game. That's just because the night before every game I ever played in any sport, my mom always made me a big thing of spaghetti and meatballs or
nice
spaghetti. She always changed it up that way. But I just had a new spaghetti recipe last week. So
excellent.
But yeah, I guess I was 2 for 2, so I'll just keep that going.
All right, that was good. Do you have a favorite movie or something that you like to watch?
Top Gun.
Ooh, good pick.
Top Gun's my favorite movie of all time, and that's why we started being a pilot.
Oh, nice.
Trying to become a pilot.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Post-football stuff.
Yeah.
How about music? What do you like to listen to?
I love country, but if you really want to go like my favorites, Green Day and Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Nice.
Ooh, nice. Nice. Yeah. Right in our my wheelhouse anyway.
Certainly some good 90s stuff in there.
Exactly. All right, and we asked this question to all of our players, and now that you've been here for 3 years, I think you probably have a pretty good handle on it, but what does the Eskimo way mean to you?
I could make a joke, but I'm not going to. The Eskimo way is just buying in. I'm accountable to the team. They depend on me to do my job and nothing more, nothing less, and just being accountable and doing all the right things to be the best that I could possibly be and continue to get better. Come into work every day with a great attitude and willing to work, and I think that's about it.
Yeah,
There's probably more, but I can't remember.
No, that's fantastic. That is fantastic. So, Sean, we can't thank you enough for taking the time to chat with us this evening. And where does everybody find you? Mostly on Instagram more than Twitter, I think. But where do people kind of find you if they want to follow you? Yeah, you can.
Usually I share it on Twitter and Facebook, but mostly probably Instagram. What am I? Whitey6 on Instagram, and what am I on Twitter? Do you know?
Sean Whyte 6. Yes.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Sean Whyte 6.
Yeah, Sean Whyte 6 and then Whitey 6 on Instagram. So if you want to see my dog, there's a lot more dog stuff on Instagram and more football and pretty much everything will be on Twitter, and then mostly family stuff would be on Facebook.
All right. Well, thanks so much, man. We really appreciate it, and we're obviously looking forward to more and more kicks, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Really happy to be here. Thank you.
Okay, so that was truly amazing.
I have not laughed that hard in a while.
Yeah, Sean Whyte, thank you for joining us. That was a blast. I want him back on like every week. It's really funny. Yeah,
Co-host Kenny, co-host Sean,
and Kenny at the same time, and just sit back and laugh. That'd be fantastic.
Who's better, Kobe or LeBron?
That's right. Yeah, just throw it out there. So.
MJ or Kobe? Who's better?
Yeah, I can't wait till we get so many tweets on that. Let's take a really quick break, and we will come back with the Esks History Moment, our fan poll, our pick'em and fantasy, of course, and our CFPN game preview.
This is Blake Dermott, and you're listening to the Eskimo Empire Podcast.
The Eskimo Empire Podcast is brought to you by United Construction Company. As a full-service commercial general contractor, United Construction Company serves large and small-scale commercial, light industrial, and multifamily residential construction projects across Western Canada. UCC is a relationship-focused builder, forming a trust and respect that is at the forefront of their commitment to quality, value, and integrity. Visit their website at unitedconstruction.ca to find out more and support them as they support the Empire.
Get loud for me. Get loud for me. Get loud for me. Hands in the crowd, we tearing it down.
You can join the Empire online.
Find us at eskempire.ca.
Check out all the new blogs and then follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
For more history, follow at Esks History on Twitter.
And even more of my picks on Esk Empire Photo.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to help the pod grow. Thanks again for listening. Let's get back to the show. Welcome back from not going anywhere. Let's talk about our fan vote for this week. We asked if one of the players could return next week from the 6-game injured list, who would make the most impact. And we had put out 4 different names, Arjun Colquhoun, Mike Moore, Vidal Hazelton, and Jamil Smith.
Yep.
Now, before we reveal what all the fans thought, what do you think? Let's start with you, Kayla.
Well, everyone knows what I think about that.
Yeah, you want Mike Moore.
Of course.
Yes, of course.
I say write-in vote Bryant Mitchell.
Exactly. I almost going to put him in, but he was 1 game, not 6 games.
True.
So that's why I went the way I did. All right, but Mike Moore. Okay, super fan?
Yeah. To me, I thought that the defense is just doing so poorly right now that getting one of those corners in would just only do good things for us. And let's be honest, if you can get a non-import in there, that's just a good thing. So
yeah, and Colquhoun was the one that won this fan poll, and it with definitely well deserved because it's on 2 sides, right? You've got import and you've got a corner that we know is ferocious as far as coverage and speed and all those types of things. So that's really good. I actually was thinking Jamil though for myself, and the reason for that is just not that Robinson did bad in the game, but I just found that Jamil really just has that knowledge still, and he's got that speed is very comparable, and I really found in week 1 that Jamil really impressed me with that speed and hitting where he needed to go.
He also came in on receiving as well. So he
exactly.
came in those other sets. So.
Yeah, well, he was the one that got the pass interference that gave us the touchdown to tie the game, right?
So smart player.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd like to see him back as well. But thank you guys for voting, and we will have another vote next week, hopefully for another interview. And so make sure that you vote, and we will make sure that we try and catch up with whoever you vote for.
Yes, indeed.
All right, everyone, it is that time again. It is time for our Esks History Moment.
Let's hear you cheer and holler for a mighty famous team. Let's hear you roar, you know what, for a team that's on the beat. Our voices rise up to the skies. The fans are glad to scream. We love those Eskimos.
Welcome back to this week's Esks History Moment, with our special guests tonight having some pretty good knowledge of the kicking game. We wanted to look back at the evolution of the men who have put the foot in football since the Eskimos reformed in 1949. So originally the kicking position was actually done by someone who was already playing another position on the field. Especially in 1949, the substitution rules were different, where once a player left the field of play, they couldn't return to the game. So if you came out, you stayed on the field, or if you went back off the field, you couldn't come back on. So that was a little different. So one of our original imports, fullback Pat West, was the kicker for the 1949 team. Not very good. And was let go after the Edmonton's inaugural season. Actually, all of our imports were let go after that year. So by the next year, they had changed the rules to allow some substitutions. And head coach Anis Stukas came in to kick field goals that year. He was kind of famous at that point for he would wear this flashy wristwatch and no pads.
While he was kicking?
Yeah, while he was kicking. And the whole point was that he would show off this watch that he was very, very proud of, very expensive, and say, I can't get tackled because it'll break my watch, so it's your job to make sure I stay upright. And it worked very well, especially on the point after. I think he went 28 out of 31, which was on converts, which is an excellent, for the 1950s, is an excellent rate.
Yeah.
Field goals, not as much. He went 3 for 10, so unlike some people, he was not exactly money.
Yes.
1951, he was the kicker again, great on point afters, but he went 3 for 14 on field goal attempts.
Ooh, ouch.
So, not so good. Throughout the 50s, we had usually offensive and defensive linemen did the kicking.
Wow.
Guys like Joe the Toe Aguirre, I forget what his specialty was, Frank Guts Anderson, future professional wrestler Wilbur Snyder, but probably the most famous from that sort of early 50s was a guy we called Automatic Bob Dean, who performed the kicking duties from 54 to 57. He was probably most famous for kicking the winning point in the 1954 Grey Cup, right after Jackie Parker had that fumble recovery, 90 yards. That only tied the game, and it was Bob Dean that kicked the winning point there.
Right.
And again, these were not exactly automatic, except for Dean was perfect.
Right.
And so that's why he got the name Automatic Bob Dean. So
instead of the money sound, we would have like a machine gun.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
Okay.
After Dean, we started switching over to tight ends doing the kicking. Joe Mowbra was the first guy to do that. Before a guy that was sort of played end, halfback, and quarterback named Jackie Parker.
He was all right.
Took over the role for the 1959 season. Of course, he famously lined up the winning kick at the end of the 61 Labor Day game that bounced off the upright before finally toppling over onto the scoring side to win the third Labor Day Classic ever played in Calgary.
Wow.
By 62, another end and Eskimo Wall of Honor member, Tommy Joe Coffey, had taken over the kicking duties and would become the Eskimos' all-time leading scorer by the time he was traded to Hamilton after 66. At that point, we had newly acquired receiver Peter Kemp, who came to us via Montreal and BC. And then that we finally decided to make the kicking position a specialty position. So in 69, we took Simon Fraser, linebacker and kicker in the draft, a guy named Dave Cutler. Mm-hmm. So Super Toe Cutler, as he liked to call himself, but no one else really did. He owned the kicking position for Edmonton for 16 years until retiring just after the 1985 preseason. At that point, of course, he owned every CFL and Eskimos kicking record by that point. Other kickers suiting up for the Esks after Cutler into the 80s and early 90s, we had Tom Dixon, Jerry Corrick, who famously kicked the winning field goal in the 87 Grey Cup.
And wore his pants above his belly button.
He definitely did. Yes. And Ray McAreedy. Before the Eskimos drafted a young kicker out of the University of Wyoming, who would go on to break pretty much every one of Cutler's records, including the most games played, Sean Fleming. Mm-hmm. Fleming equaled Cutler's 16 seasons in green and gold, but they were longer seasons, 18 games versus 16. So he kind of played the equivalent of nearly a full season more. And currently, they're both number 2 and number 3 for the all-time games played in Edmonton.
Wow.
Any idea who number 1 would be?
Number 1...
Most games played as an Eskimo.
Fleming, Cutler.
So they're 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Number 1's an offensive lineman.
Hector Pache?
Nope. Rod Conop.
Oh, nice.
Played
Okay.
16 seasons for the Eskimos.
Okay.
82 to 97.
Wow.
So kickers since Fleming include names that are going to be a little more familiar to everybody. Warren Keane and Derek Schiavone. Then Noel Prefontaine, Damon Duval, Grant Shaw, and current punter Hugh O'Neill.
Yes.
For the man who won the Esks by the numbers poll for number 6, Sean Whyte joined the Eskimos on September 4th, 2015, just after being cut by the Montreal Alouettes. So Whyte made a name for himself by kicking a walk-off 53-yard field goal in Winnipeg a month later to secure that 24-23 win against the Bombers. And he actually became the Eskimos nominee for Most Outstanding Canadian, despite the fact he only played half the season for the Green and Gold. So 2016, Whyte picked up where he left off and was perfect for attempts inside the 50-yard line. He was the only player to be able to make that claim. And again was the Eskimos nom for Most Outstanding Canadian and for Most Outstanding Special Teams Player. So awesome. With him being re-signed through the 2020 season, Eskimo fans will get to cheer on Money Whyte for years to come. And hopefully he takes his place in the pantheon of great kickers in Eskimo history.
Absolutely.
Going for a touchdown. Going for a touchdown. Going for a touchdown. We love those Eskimos.
Wow, another nice ending.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, sorry.
I like that one.
Totally
No,
just
that was perfect.
That's
That's great. I love it. I love it. That's we've had a lot of good kickers.
Yeah, we've had quite a few kickers. I mean, you look
love
at some
our
of
kickers.
the big names. We talked about it on in the interview that we've got 4 guys that I mentioned on that list who are on the Wall of Honor.
Yeah.
And in the Hall of Fame. So
Yeah, absolutely.
so not too bad. I mean, a lot of people say, well, yeah, Jackie Parker was a quarterback, but I mean, kicking, he led the league because of his kicking.
Yeah.
In points, and same with Tommy Joe Coffey. He owned the kicking records up until he was finally displaced by Dave Cutler.
Yeah. Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, it is time for our pick'em now, so make sure that you're joining our group. So pull your pick'em there, Kayla.
Yeah.
There you go. I love to say that. Of course, we've shared the link, and we will share it again this week, so make sure you join into our group. The leader after this week is Vic L. I don't know who that one is, but they're killing it in pick'em. Because it's not even close.
No.
I'm 44th superfan. You're 55th.
It would have helped if I would have actually picked this week.
Yeah, well, you picked on the show. Okay.
That's true.
And you're in our league, right? Or in our group?
I'm like, wait.
Well, it'll tell you right when you go in there. It'll say right at the top. It'll say what.
Okay, well, I'm on it.
Okay, you're on.
it.
Okay, perfect. We'll talk. Okay.
Leave this group.
So
No, I'm just kidding.
We'll get your placement. Not a good week for us, though, Superfan. Like you said, better if you had actually picked. I did
Not
pick.
much better.
I did pick and still sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you would have gone 2 for 2.
I believe so, yeah. I mean, obviously, I think all of us picked Winnipeg over Montreal.
Yes.
And I picked Calgary as well.
That was the only one that we got right.
Yeah, I picked Calgary to win. So
yeah, we picked Riders. Although that was a happy one. I was fine to be wrong with that one.
Yeah, you picked I picked Calgary.
Yeah.
So did Gala.
Yeah, I know.
Just
there
you.
you are.
Just me. I suck. All right. So don't take my advice when we talk about... Why do we talk about this? Let's just talk about what you guys want. All right, so Thursday night football this week. Ottawa versus Calgary in Cowtown. We will start with you, Superfan.
I think this is going to be possibly the game of the week.
Well, there's 2 of them that could be. Yes.
2 of them for sure. I mean, the next game looks pretty good, but
yes.
Honestly, I mean, Ottawa looked pretty strong in their first game.
Yes, they did.
So, you know what? I think Calgary is due for a little bit of a humbling. I'm going to go with the visitors in this one.
Really?
I'm going to take the Red Blacks.
Ooh, well, all right. That's lovely. Kayla?
Oh, I cannot, I am sorry to say.
Oh, okay.
I will go with Calgary. Once again.
All right.
They're not going 18-0.
They are not.
I don't want them to, but I keep hoping that my curse will inflict on them somehow.
Please do.
Yeah, I'm going with that. They'll lose in Montreal because that's where they lose. Because that's, I
mean, again, Ottawa played them great last year, right?
Yeah.
Tying them.
Oh, I know, and that's actually what I was going to say. I think this will be a tie because they just find
ways.
It's an amazing combination, these 2 teams when they get together. I do think that Calgary showed against Toronto that they have got it all together. And as much as I think it'll be a very close game, it's going to be a very entertaining game, but I do think Calgary finds a way to win at home. And if it was in Ottawa, I probably would say Ottawa.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I'm going to go with.
I agree.
All right, next game is Winnipeg versus Hamilton, and this one is the home opener in the Hammer. So,
home in the Hammer.
Kayla, who do you have in this game?
This was a tough one.
It is a tough one, absolutely.
I think I'm going to go with Hamilton.
All right. Nothing wrong with that pick at this moment.
Well, no, there's nothing wrong with it. No, I'm just
kidding. Nice. I'm just saying. Wow. Okay then. I'm just saying that I think it's a toss-up.
Yeah, it really is. But I don't know. Mazzoli has really been impressing me.
Yeah.
So Andrew Harris is not. So
okay. All right. You know what? I had a tough one. I had a tough time with this one. But I think I also went with Hamilton because it's home opener. I do think that they are really starting to combine together. I do think that, again, this is a 1-point game, like either way.
Yeah.
But I do think that Hamilton defense is playing very well. And I think that's what's going to need to happen in this particular, and that'll be the difference in this game. Not that the Winnipeg defense is bad, but I just think that they're not as good as the Hamilton one.
Well, and if they can stop their run game,
it'll be a great challenge along that line with Hamilton's D line and Winnipeg's offensive line. That's going to be a big challenge.
Steffler or
Strevler?
Dang it!
Yeah, so close, so close.
Stifler? No,
no, it's not that. Yeah. I wish.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, Siri, flip a coin.
It's tails this time.
Guess I'm going to go with the home team, so we're going to take Hamilton. No, I think that every game that happens, Strivler gets a little more film on him.
Yeah.
I think that Hamilton showed that their defense can definitely bring it.
Yes.
Especially when you start running, and that's going to be kind of their MO with Harris.
Yes.
So I think that Hamilton is going to take this one. Like you say, it's going to be a close game.
Yeah.
But the hometown kind of flips it in that way, and Siri said so.
All right. Perfect. Siri said so. I like that. All right. Our third game, of course, is the BC Lions versus the Edmonton Eskimos at 8 p.m. on the brick field at Commonwealth Stadium. So it's time for our Canadian Football Podcast Network preview. Now, we didn't have another podcaster this week only because we had a longer interview with Sean Whyte. So we just wanted to, but it still is our CFPN game preview. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we are a proud member of such group, and so we will let them all know. You should follow at CF Pod Network.
Indeed.
We all do.
Of course, it's also military night on Friday, so they will have the flyover. Lots of men and women that are in the forces will be there.
Can't wait.
It's always a special night. Make sure you get your tickets and come on down. It's going to be fantastic.
Honestly, if the flyover doesn't get your blood pumping, you're just not human.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's always an exciting time, and let's be honest, it's going to be 21 degrees over the stadium. Perfect. It's going to be just absolutely perfect weather. No excuse why we can't get.
And if that's not enough, poutine at tailgate.
Tailgate poutine, baby.
Come on.
Incorrect. Poutine.
Oh, sorry.
Vladimir Putin.
Poutine.
Yeah, we're not doing the cabbage rolls on time.
No, we're not doing that. No, exactly.
I'm still going to call it that, though.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. Perfect. All right, so our Esks against the Lions stats minute from Uncle BD. It is Wally Buono's last regular season visit to Commonwealth Stadium. He has beaten the Eskimos 34 times, and the Esks have won 39. Only 12 wins in Commonwealth Stadium, and the Esks have won 24. So over his career, Buono's career, he has faced 9 Eskimo head coaches. Superfan. Do you know the 9 coaches that
he's faced?
Wally Buono has gone against?
So, 1990 is his first year, so that's Pops Farragelli.
Okay.
Then we had, of course, everyone's favorite little general. We had Lancaster, Stevenson, Matthews, Higgins, Machocha, Hall,
Reed,
Jones, and Moss.
Yes, but he never faced Jones.
That's true.
But you had them all. Yeah, that's pretty impressive. Holy crap.
Oh, wait, because he wasn't...
Because he was the general manager and not the head coach. Yeah. So, so that's all 9 that he faced.
Yeah.
Well done. Not that I had any doubt, but I just thought...
Yeah. I'm just like, okay, when was his first year?
Let's ask the Encyclopedia.
There we are.
First try, Kayla, aren't you? No kudo points for that?
Sorry, what?
Oh, that's awesome. So glad you guys are here. Okay, so let's do who is our pick. I guess I have to pick first in this game, don't I? Because it's the third game. Darn it! All right. I'm picking the BC Lions to win this game because I don't think we're going to have enough to be able to slow down not only Jonathan Jennings but Jeremiah Johnson. We have a hard time stopping runners
and anyone with the letter J in their name.
That's really what it is. Yeah, exactly. So I think that the Eskimos will put on a better show, but I am picking the BC Lions to win this game just because I think that we need more time for that defense to gel, and we have to find a way to stop the run. When they can show that they can stop the run, then they'll get back to their winning ways. But right now I think we're having a really hard time with that. So that's where I'm going. And who would I we'll talk about who we would watch in a second. Okay, super fan.
A fie on you.
Yeah. I know.
Honestly, I think that the way that we got beat in our home barn this last game, I think Riley is going to really rally the troops. I think JC on defense is going to have a much better showing. I can't see him have back-to-back bad games like that.
Oh, I hope you're right. Yeah.
And I think that having a similar style of quarterback, a guy who is a rushing type quarterback as well, is going to help because now these young guys who have faced it for the first time, really, now sort of know what they've done wrong and hopefully can tweak things to improve on it. So I think this is going to be a close game, but I think the Eskimos are going to come out on top.
All right. Kayla?
I agree. I think that it's going to be watching the gameplay over and over and over and over and drilling it into their heads and practicing and repeat and no sleep. Well, there's going to be sleep.
They got to have some sleep.
But no, I'm bringing out the bat signal. Damn it. Brian, get your butt on that field. We are taking this game.
His bat butt?
Yes.
Bat or bat?
Bat. Bat butt.
Bat butt. Okay. Well, I hope you're right. Okay, so you're going to be watching Bryant if he is playing in this particular game,
I didn't
of course.
say that.
Well,
I'm just...
all right.
I got to switch
who are you watching then?
I don't know yet. Hang on. Take me last.
Oh, yeah. I know. That would have been the greatest thing, Bryant.
What?
Yeah. Oh,
I missed it.
Knock it all over.
What did you say?
I said just... okay.
It's Bryant.
Yeah, you just
it's
said...
Bryant.
Yeah.
I'm just going to replace every pod bite with Kayla.
Yeah, exactly.
No, actually, I'm going to be watching Robinson.
Okay.
I really want him to improve. I know he's got the skill. He just needs to be more confident in himself, learn a little bit more how to navigate on the field as a returner. I think Jamil is probably going to be in his ear giving him some advice because I think he's a team player and he's not a selfish guy. So I am going to be looking for Robinson and an improved return game with some actual tackling on the special teams.
Okay. Super fan.
I'm going to be watching the newest guy on the team, Travis Bond. I think he had an okay game. Like there were some plays where he was, again, especially on Pass Pro, just mowing guys out of the way.
Yeah.
With obviously not just him in a vacuum, but him and Matt O'Donnell both being on that left side. I think we're going to start seeing hopefully some room pushed through there to open some big holes, and let's see CJ Gable, let's get over 100 yards.
Yeah, absolutely. I am going to be watching our one and only Earth Kwaku this week because last week Kwaku got double teamed basically the entire game.
It was basically him and Mondo. We're just getting doubles.
Just all the time. But I know he's going to find a way. And he's always impressed with that jump off the line for me. And I just want to see Earth Kwaku create some earthquakers. That's
Yeah.
what I want to see.
Yeah.
And so I got faith in him, so I'm going to be watching our boy do that.
And the pressure's going to be on because Odell's coming back in town, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to put on a show for your old
Absolutely.
A
mate.
few former Eskimos are coming to town.
Just a couple. Yeah, exactly.
Well-
One in particular. Mike, could you throw towards Marcel Young just so that we can all giggle? That would be wonderful. I'd
Thank you.
really appreciate it. I know he listens every week, so absolutely. All right, last game is Montreal versus Saskatchewan. This is in the land of the prairies. Superfan, we're back to you. Who are you picking out of this game?
Easy to draw, hard to spell, Saskatchewan.
Kayla?
Yeah.
I have no faith in Montreal whatsoever. I don't know if they're going to win a game this year. Surely they must be winning something.
Yes.
I don't know when.
Yes.
But it's not this week.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be a lot closer than you actually think, but
That would be
I
awesome.
say that I don't know. I watched that Ottawa Saskatchewan game, and they're having not an
It's
easy time.
Montreal.
I didn't say that Montreal's going to win. I just said it would be close.
Closer than the last game Montreal played? Yes.
Yes.
Andrew has confidence in Willie.
Right. Well.
Andrew loves his Willie.
Oh my. There's just
it's
no
over.
way I could. Yeah. Just end the podcast there.
Dude.
That's right, yeah. Oh my. It's not gay if you don't cuddle. Isn't that what we said? Okay. So
Wait, did I make my pick?
yeah. Yeah, you said the Riders.
I said, oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, which
I
meant
almost
the
actually
Riders.
said Montreal.
Okay.
It just this habit
Okay.
almost slipped out.
I know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Who are you
You're
picking?
you feel like my therapist. Yeah. Okay.
I know.
You feel
Yeah.
like my
You're
therapist
picking- what?
silently judging you?
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. You might need a new therapist.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That's
right.
why, get what you pay for, which is nothing. So
That's true.
Zero
that's
support.
Or
fine.
bartender. Something.
Yeah, exactly. All right. You're picking the Riders?
yeah,
All right.
but I
Yeah.
don't want to.
No, I get it. None of us do, but we are picking the Riders because it's against Montreal. All right, let's go for fantasy, shall we? Did you look into fantasy football this week?
Oh no.
Okay,
Is there
well, we
still
really
time?
need to-
I thought we had.
Yes, no, you can always join. It's always fun. Superfan, I'm 15th. You're 27th right now in fantasy.
And I actually did pick this week.
I
for
did.
fantasy.
I did a little bit better that way. Our leader right now is Maddie 30.
Bertrand?
No, I don't. Well,
Oh.
maybe, but I think is that Mandrusiak? Matt Mandrusiak? Maddie 30? I think it might be.
Might be.
Anyway, he's up there right now, so good for him. Got any fantasy players you're watching this week?
Yeah, whoever Matty 30 takes, clearly.
Obviously, yes.
No, obviously I'm going to be taking the Saskatchewan defense.
No kidding.
I think that's just a safe bet. I mean, I took it in the last game. It did all right for me.
No kidding.
It was the only thing that did all right for me.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
I'll be taking that one.
I think I mentioned him already. If you don't put Jeremiah Johnson in your roster, that would be a mistake
Maybe.
at this particular moment. I hate to say that, but I mean,
Oh, I hope you're in 30th next week.
yeah, I sure hope you know what? I'll be okay with that. I'll be okay with that. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. All right, we've come to the end once again. Thank you both for coming down and being a part of it. Kayla, your homework for next week is to figure out fantasy football. I'll help you. Then we can find players and have some more fun. See? It's great. Where does everybody find you on the interwebs?
Oh man, just all sorts of places. Just kidding. On Twitter at Duchess Lombardi, my main page, and then we also have a photography page on Twitter, which is at Esks Empire Photo,
Okay.
and then our Instagram is Eskimo Empire Podcast.
Nice. Awesome. Superfan?
Fewer places.
Yes.
But on Twitter is probably the easiest. You can find me at 56 Parkies, and then the Esks History Moment at Esks History.
Perfect. And you can find me at Freepalicious and, of course, the show at Esk Empire Pod. Thank you again to Sean Whyte for joining us and providing us with a lot of laughs this evening. And thank you again, of course, to our sponsor, United Construction Company. Check out their website at unitedconstruction.ca. You down with UCC?
Yeah, you know me.
Let us know if you want to come to West of Us in the Park on August the 9th. And that's a Thursday night. We're going to have lots of fun. Make sure you message us either on Twitter or email or Facebook Facebook, and we'll save you a spot. Another thing that came up actually for our tailgate coming this week, one of our fans, Brittany, is trying to make a birthday video for Dion Lacey to let him know that we still miss him up here. So come on down to the tailgate. She's going to take a bunch of video and then edit it together and send it down to him. So make sure you're joining us at the tailgate for that. You can find, of course, all of our social channels and all of the links to the shows on eskempire.ca. And we will be back next week, and we are working on an alumni visit. We shall see how that works.
What?
So, are we ready to see more from the offense this week?
Absolutely.
Is it time for Robinson to bring one back to the house for special teams?
Absolutely.
And are we ready to bounce back and get a win at home?
Absolutely.
For Web Jedi Master Kayla and Superfan Mike, I'm Andrew. Remember, you can't catch footballs with your face, and we will absolutely talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening. Find more great shows like this at CF Pod Network on Twitter.